recording. You see that? All right, I'm going to let people in.
That's my mom.
We met in Westfield.
Welcome, everyone.
But these nurses fear that people will take this with you to relax distancing.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to a very, very special inspirational Zoom because of our incredibly inspirational guest today.
We're going to ask everyone to please mute yourself.
Oh,
Without face coverings. She's afraid the
See your mom, Kath.
oh, that's my mom. Sorry. My mom. Hey, Mom. You just have to mute yourself.
Hi.
Oh, but the new normal is different.
That's the best part of this is a generational thing, is having our moms here as well. I welcome all the moms there, including mine and Heather's mom. Again, welcome everybody. As I said, what a thrill to have our incredibly inspirational, kind, and generous guests on tonight. Before I do our actual introduction, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction into who I am, what you've gotten yourselves into today. My name is Kathleen Smith. I'm the founder of Morphmom. I think you guys went there and kind of saw a bit of it when you went to register. Basically, I founded Morphmom to help women figure out their next step. And the way we do it is through stories of women who've already figured it out. They share what they did, how they did it, the steps they took, the steps that worked, the steps that didn't work, and hopefully make a good connection. So others trying to figure out what's next for them now not only have a connection with someone, but have some actual steps that they can go by. And that's actually how Heather and I met a couple of years ago, because of course she was willing to share her story and connect with others to help them and inspire them to find their next step. For more information about Morphmom, you can just go to MORPHMOM to figure out what to do, how to do it. But really, one of our most important next steps right now in this bizarre pandemic, scary time is how to get through each day, how to be inspired to get out of bed, do what we have to do, be good to others and kind to others during this crazy time. And that next step obviously can be found through Heather every single day. I want to do a quick shout out to my co-hosts, my cousin, Kathy Entwistle, and Seema McGrath, who are on tonight as well. And a very special thank you to Tara Gilbert, who's the founder of B.I.G. Those who know me know that I'm absolutely inept in anything that involves technology or a button or even retrieving an email, as many of you have probably discovered. And Tara's company, which is incredible about helping women and connecting women as well, of course, immediately jumped up to help us. And just very quickly, as I said, her organization is B.I.G, Believe, Inspire, Grow, and they provide women with inspiration, community, and tools to help get to your next step as well. And they've been doing this for more than 12 years. I'm excited to announce quickly that this month, they're launching an international virtual membership so women around the world can join together and unite in a safe, supportive way as well. If you'd like to learn about this, Tara is going to post information in the chat room, how to contact B.I.G, how to contact Tara, and you can follow through with that as well. Now, without further ado, and while we're all here today, I am so thrilled and excited and inspired to introduce our guest, Heather Stillufsen, who is an artist, illustrator, author, founder of Rose Hill, and I don't even have to explain that to everyone because I know all of you every single day go on to see what she's done, what she's doing, and how we're going to get through this day by her words of advice, her kindness, her generosity. But one more important thing, it's not always fluffy, feel good. What I love most about Heather is it's real. She tells you what's real, what she's feeling, which is so relatable because it's not always perfect, but there's always a good out there somewhere. So thank you for that, Heather. Thank you for making this, especially now, a very real experience and understanding that we're not always happy and that we have a wide array of feelings right now, but you somehow managed to find that feeling and put us back on track. So thank you, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And hello to everyone that's here already. I'm so excited to finally be able to see so many of you via this platform. I know we talked about silver linings today, and I feel like this is a perfect example of a silver lining. We're all at home. We've been together, some of us, for 7 years on Facebook and Instagram, and we've never had this type of connection, but now we're able to see one another, and I can see you and you can see me, and I just want to say hello and thank you for being here. I know we have people from all over the country, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's so wonderful that we can all connect as women, and we're really lucky. So today's theme was silver lining, so I think that's at least one silver lining for today.
And by the way, not just all over the country. We have women from Malaysia, from Barcelona, from Toronto, and beyond. And we love everyone. I didn't mean to interrupt, but if you could chat, type in any questions you have in the chat. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're coming from today, so I can tell Heather. Ask any questions that you have, because now's your chance to ask this unbelievable person. So Heather, again, everyone is familiar with your work and adores your work. Tell us how you started.
Well, I started really back in 2013. Well, I had always loved drawing. I was always artistic, and I always wanted to make some sort of art with my life, but things happen and things come up. I ended up majoring in psychology at Elon. Now it's Elon University in North Carolina. So hello to all my North Carolina friends. And after college, I worked in that field for a while, and then I got married. This is the short version. I got married, and I had 2 children, and I stayed at home to raise the girls, Summer and Sailor. Some of you who follow me on Instagram probably know who they are. And I was home with them, and then unfortunately my husband lost his job. He was a lawyer, and he had a great job, and they were just downsizing, and he was out of a job. So I had to figure out how I was going to make things work and kind of bring in some kind of income. But at the same time, my world as it was had kind of changed and shattered as to what I thought it should be. So I picked up my pencils and I started creating these drawings with words. And at the time, Facebook was really the only platform to put them out there. So I started putting them on Facebook, and I developed this amazing following of women. And some of them have been with me since the beginning. They'll post like 2014, 2013. This is on my timeline from when I first started following you. So a lot of them have been with me from the beginning. A lot are new, and I love that. So that's basically the gist of it. And then from there, from Facebook, it really took off. People wanted to buy the prints. People wanted to send them as cards. So I set up my Etsy store, which is my online shop, which for those of you who have purchased my products, you know about Etsy. And from there, it's just developed into greeting cards and this is the 3rd year of the planner. So I'm actually working on 2021, hoping it's a better year. But I've developed so many more products since the beginning when it was just the postings on Facebook. And some of you have been with me from the very beginning with those products and have been so excited about the new products. And a lot of you suggested the coloring book. And I finally got the coloring book out actually right before coronavirus started. So it was just timing. And thank you to you all for suggesting it. So I hope those of you that have the coloring book are enjoying it during this time at home. So
I have to interrupt, Heather. Okay, so people are really from all over right now. Keep it coming, everybody. So very quickly, I'm just going to give you an update on who's here today.
Oh.
You've got, and I apologize if I mispronounce anything because I probably will. My bad. Let's see. We have Sherry from North Carolina, Donna from Virginia, Becky from the United Kingdom, Joy from Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Hi.
Carla from California, Miriam from the Netherlands, where it is an ungodly hour right now.
No, thank you for staying up so late. My gosh.
Let's see, Kayla from Indiana. And she wants you to know that she and her mom, we were saying it's generational, share your work with each other every day. I said, my mom's not today too, and your mom.
I share it with my mom too, and my daughters.
Let's see, we have Crystal from Virginia, Sally from Barcelona. Let's see, Adeline from Toronto, let's see, Colleen wants you to inspire her every day with your post calendar and planner.
Thank you.
Karen from DC, a few from Maryland, Colleen and Karen. Let's see, Crystal wants your daily drawings are part of her morning routine that help her to get through everything.
Thank you.
Let's see, and Donna wants you to know that silver linings really helped her today. And
oh, I'm so glad. We were talking about silver linings, and we found out in New Jersey that on Monday, our kids aren't going back to school. So we've been thinking about silver linings, and I've had it on my mind for a while. Some of the drawings I have in my mind, and it doesn't come out right away because I don't know how I want to put it out there. But today I was like, you know what, I need to talk about this because it's on my mind, the silver linings of things. So I said the silver lining of this whole thing for me today, because I said we need to think of new silver linings every day just to help us get through, is that I'm getting more time with my daughter, who is going to college in the fall, we hope. But she may not want that time, but I definitely am enjoying every minute that I get with her, because seniors are on the go, and this has just been so great for us. So that's kind of what inspired the silver lining. And we're all going through something. And it's good to know that we all have these kinds of days when we need to find that silver lining. And it sounds so simple, but we just need that little reminder. So I'm glad it helped you.
I don't think it's so simple, not every day. And that's why it's so helpful when you bring it to us. I think it's pretty simple to get lost in all of the noise right now.
It is.
How scary it is. And so I think simple is really going to you. And, thankfully you're providing that for us and helping us re-navigate to find out where we really should be right now.
Right. And that's what we have to do in all of this. And it's just as simple as we're all healthy. We're not going through this. We're not, waiting for our husbands to get out of the hospital, or our kids, or our moms and dads. So we're healthy. That's a silver lining of today. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if we can just focus on today, because the future is just so uncertain right now, but getting through each day has been difficult. And so many of you have written to me and told me how difficult your day has been. And it does affect me. And I do wish I could help everyone. So I'm glad that my drawings can get to you in Barcelona and Malaysia and all of the places, Poland and Canada, because we're all going through this together. And
around 2:00 tomorrow, we'll do a Facebook Live.
So I want to tell you, we have a few more who have joined on as well. We have Victoria from Canada, and she wants to give you a special shout out because her brother is recovering from corona right now. And each morning, your messages are so meaningful to she and her family.
And thank you so much. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad that your brother is recovering. That's good news. And that's one of the great things, is that there are good stories and there are people that are recovering. So I'm glad that I can be there to inspire you and keep you going, and hugs to you and your brother. And hi, it's popping up. It's so good to see everybody.
And then we have, I apologize if I mispronounced, Teacher from New Jersey. And we also now have Mary from Maryland who's joined in. And we have a few questions for you, Heather.
Okay.
And this is from Kayla. Who has been the most, as you inspire all of us, who has been the most inspirational person in your life?
Well, obviously it's Mother's Day, and I'm going to get teary-eyed. It's my mom. I haven't hugged her in 8 weeks. So my mom. She raised me as a single mom. So my mom. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. You can send virtual hugs. It's hard. It's hard not being able to go over and see my mom for coffee because, we vent to each other and she helps me. So I would say my mom, and my daughters inspire me too. So anyway.
And you're giving everyone a virtual hug every day to feel better.
Yes, we all need hugs. It's so strange when you see, I see like my mom, but I can't hug her. I can't run up. She'll drop something off at the house. And it's just, we're we're all grieving. We're missing that feeling of a hug, or just putting your arm around your best friend who may be going through something that, you know, it was my birthday and my best friends drove by and I couldn't hug them. And I'm like, why am I so sad? And it's because I'm not able to physically connect with them and love on them. And that's what I'm saying. It's hard if you're alone, and it's hard. So, you know, I'm just hoping that everyone can just hang in there, and we will get through this. It's difficult, but we can do it. We're strong.
Funny, Becky just typed something, and I'm sure everyone here feels this. She said, I feel like you communicate my thoughts as I experience them.
So many people write that to me, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to, we're all feeling the same, but I'm just grateful that it comes out so it helps everyone in that same way. We are all going through things, and it's good to know, but I'm glad, Becky, that you feel that way.
So tell us a little bit about the creative process that goes into what you do. Is it planned? Or some just, you wake up that morning, and how do you come up with the most inspired, thoughtful things to say? How do you do it every single day?
Well, I've been inspired through this. I just have so much on my mind, and I've started to write down notes. I used to not really write them down, but I write down things that I want to talk about. So I get up and I have my coffee, and I think about the day, and then I just start drawing, and then the ideas kind of just flow out as far as what I may be feeling, or I remember while I'm drawing, because as I say, drawing is therapy. I remember something that someone may have messaged me, or a comment that somebody, you know, had said, and I try to put myself in their shoes as to, you know, what they're going through, whether it's with the pandemic or talking to one of my friends who maybe just is going through a bad time in her marriage, or somebody lost their job, or somebody wrote and said they just lost their mom of cancer, you know, yesterday. Can I help them? And I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. Obviously, I'm going through a lot of things in my life as well. But if I'm not writing about myself, I'm writing about other situations that may have come to me, if that makes sense.
And what I think is so fascinating, and I think everyone would agree, is it's not just the words, it's the visual. It's somehow how you connect them to your drawing, because there's something you feel from the drawing as well. Somehow they mix perfectly together, and they both sort of create this emotion.
Yeah.
And how do you do that with the drawing and the colors that you choose, and just the outfits to sort of send the message as well?
Well, I actually was thinking about this. I feel the outfits have been kind of similar recently because, well, we're all home and we're really not going anywhere. So I think I've put her in a white shirt pretty much every day for the past couple of weeks. But I love fashion and I love clothes. And I just think about, well, what would I wear today if I were going to my office, which is really right upstairs. So it's not that fancy. But I think it's a combination of, I love certain clothes and I love how they look, and then a combination of the color palette that I'm using, because sometimes I try and like stay in the color palette for a couple of days, and then it's been, you know, my mom will, you know, text me and says, everything okay? It's really dark today. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, it is. I guess it doesn't dawn on me. It's just whatever comes out of me that day. I've been in a pastel pink kind of zone for a while, so.
So, okay, we have a few questions about future products or projects. Let's see, Crystal wants to know, are you going to be creating some of your art for computer and or phone wallpaper? And Mary wants to know, would you ever consider making a pocket calendar? Because she would love to keep one in a work vest pocket to read every day at work, to be inspired all day, every day.
That's a great idea. I love the idea about the pocket calendars. If I could make them myself and have them printed myself, I definitely would, because I love that idea. And a lot of people have asked me for that because it's great to just have a little inspiration. so maybe if we know of a publisher that might want to do that. And then what was the other question was new exciting.
So art for computer and phone wallpaper.
That's right. So I would love to do that as well. We were talking about this earlier. I'm just not that computer savvy. So if somebody knows how to do that, I would love to offer that, because a lot of people do write and say, oh, this is my phone wallpaper and it's my art. And I'm like, how do you do that? I know how to draw. that's about it.
Literally, yeah.
And I figured out Facebook and Instagram, but that's probably where it ends. So,
and speaking of drawing, so Seema wants to know, out of curiosity, do you name your drawings? And how do you categorize them? How do you keep them straight when you're doing one every single? How do you organize?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. This is crazy, and this is just my brain. They're all part of the words. So like I have this is my coloring book, by the way. So this one says, today, take a moment to stop and think about the positives. I used to just write, think about the positives, and I could never find it. So now I just do, today, take a moment. That's how I name them. So I know, because people will say, oh, I love that drawing that you posted, and it said blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of how I find them, by the first couple of words. But it's amazing. I can remember things from 5 years ago about the drawing. Someone will say, oh, remember that? Oh yeah, I can remember that, but I can't remember what happened yesterday. But I can remember all of the drawings and pretty much most of the outfits, but that's a good question.
Do you ever have a situation where maybe you woke up and you planned something that day, but something happens, something emotional happens, somebody reaches out to you, or for example, the other day when Governor Murphy said, that's it, school's not going back, and you have a senior in high school. Is there ever a time when you just quickly switch gears and say, nope, that's for another time, this is what's coming?
Yes, sometimes the night before I'll have something that I want that's on my mind, and then something will happen like that, and I just change it, and it's all what just comes to me in the moment and what I'm feeling. But with everything changing so much, yeah, and even the girls will, before this, the girls will come home from school and something will have happened, or something will have happened with, my life, and I think, okay, I have to write this, I have to get it out. It's really a therapy. And that's one thing I always say, that being creative, whether it's, and I know not everyone can draw, and that's not what I mean, but you guys can all cook, and I know so many of you do crafts, and it's all creative. Being just getting out and like using your hands and being creative, it's really good therapy. So I think that helps me being able to get the drawings out, if that makes sense.
And in line with that, Karen has a question. Have you always been an artist? Were you always able to draw, but also a writer? Because you possess, you're so talented in both creative arenas.
Well, I definitely never imagined myself as a writer. I always wanted to be an artist, and I always enjoyed art and design, and I just always had a flair for fashion, and I loved that. And the writing just kind of came. So I never considered myself a writer, actually, until I had my first book in my hand. I was like, who wrote that? Oh, I did. So I think the writing is, and I'm not a novelist. I write down my thoughts. I never claim to be an amazing writer. They're my thoughts, and they come out. And sometimes I run it by my husband or, my girls, and I'm thinking, does this make sense? I want this to come out a certain way. Because I'm not a trained writer. I'm just writing my thoughts down on paper for kind of everyone to see. And I'm just glad that people can relate to them, and I'm glad people can relate to the drawings. And so artist, yes, writer, no, but now I'm both. And that's a perfect lead into the Morphmom, what's next. You never know where your life or your career is going to take you. but you just kind of have to flow with it and find things that you love. And when I write things, I feel joy, so I keep doing it. And when I draw things, I feel joy, so I keep doing it. So
we have a question from Joy.
Oh.
Says, as an illustrator who graduated less than a year ago, and many of her peers are uncertain of their future job, really everybody right now, she's looking to go into illustration as a career. Any advice that you would give to recent graduates about that career path?
That's a great question. I think now with the social media platforms, excuse me, Instagram, I read this many years ago. It's just putting your artwork out there. Put your work out there. When I started posting on Facebook, people really weren't doing that. And I just started doing it. And that's one thing, don't be afraid. Fear is going to hold you back. If it's something you really want, just go for it. What do you have to lose? So what, someone says they don't like it. Trust me, people have told me many things about my art. And if you like it and you enjoy doing it, put it out there. And you never know who you can meet through Instagram, through Facebook, through all of these platforms. So get started by getting yourself out there, and then try to connect with people in the field. Try to find a mentor.
I want to back you up there, because as everyone out there knows, Heather is a social media guru from Facebook and Instagram. What is your advice to those out there who are not as comfortable with social media and Facebook and Instagram and reaching out to others? What is the best way to start making connections that way? Now that everything is virtual anyway,
right? It's
going to become a new platform for that. I mean, it always was, but an even stronger platform for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm afraid too. And I'm nervous about putting myself out there, and I'm nervous about reaching out to people. But for instance, I'm doing this contest when I get to 90,000 followers on Instagram. And one of my Instagram friends is a Hallmark Channel author, and she does the movies and the books. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going to ask her if she would mind donating 4 books. She was so excited and grateful and so willing to do it. And I thought, I was afraid to ask her. And if I hadn't asked her, she wouldn't be doing it. And it's scary. But if you don't move past your comfort zone, which I always talk about, and sometimes I feel like I have to stop because it's true, you have to move out of your comfort zone or you're not going to grow. It's uncomfortable for seeds to stay stuck in the ground. They have to push through and grow and try and put the fear aside. And trust me, I am afraid to do most things too, but we just have to, or else we're going to stay stuck. We're just going to stay in this spot, and we're never, if I had only asked her, I was nervous to do this. But it's taking a step out of your comfort zone, and it's okay. Then you are able to go to the next step and the next step and the next step. So
I'm going to make a crazy connection, but of course, everything you say I'm inspired by. So now I'm thinking of a seed pushing through. What would that look like?
Tomorrow's drawing is a seed, by the way.
And somebody asked, now in Spanish, so I'm not sure if I'm translating it correctly, but I think they were asking, what is your favorite flower? So consistent with what you just said about the seed coming through, what might you draw with something like that? What is one of your favorite flowers to draw, and colors as well?
My favorite flower are roses. My daughter's name is Summer Rose. Secondly would be peonies and lilacs. And I love drawing. I do the little roses mostly in every picture. And then I try to keep it seasonal. So there won't be peonies at Thanksgiving. So I try to keep it seasonal, but I do love roses. Rose Hill, and I would say pink and white.
And we have another question, going back to the social media accounts. Do you manage your own social media accounts? And if so, how do you do it? So people say, these are the tricks and trades. You have to respond to everyone. You have to interact with everyone, engage with others, and then create other things. So, which takes about 30 hours a day, which we don't have. How does that even happen?
Well, I do run everything except for the fan page and my own. I run Rose Hill on Facebook, but I have a couple of fan pages run by amazing, amazing people, and I couldn't do it without them. I run Instagram by myself. When I first started, I would sit on Facebook from 7 o'clock in the morning until noon, just responding to and getting to know everybody. And I try to do that as much as I can, but I do the orders and I package everything. So it's hard to stay on and comment to everybody. But I do try, and same with Instagram, I try to get back to everybody, and I think it's key. Plus you're connecting with people, and so many of them have been with me for so long that I feel like I know them. So I want to make sure they're okay, and it's great to hear from them, but it is a full-time job, and I'm so grateful that I do have the help on the fan pages, because they get back to people and they deal with the little issues that pop up with people posting things that shouldn't be on there, or just helping is great.
And anyone out there who does run any of the fan pages, please enter in the chat if you're here, because we'd love to know how you did that and how people can be involved with that as well. And I think Sandy and Eva run a few. If you're there, please type in so we can ask you guys a few questions about that as well. And Heather, Mary has a question.
Yep.
Do you travel? Do you ever go to Maryland?
I do travel, and I hope to do more traveling when we can travel safely. I would love to. I always said I wanted to have a Rose Hill tour and get a van and paint it all rosy and pink and just go around and meet everyone, because everyone is from all over the country, and I don't know how I'll get to see you all in Malaysia and Europe in a van, but but I would love to be able to. I put on my vision board Rose Hill tour, just to go around and meet everybody and spend time just like this, just have a cup of coffee and talk about things and laugh and joke and just share a story or two and just get to know people.
And speaking of sharing a story, any out there, we'd love if you would type in the chat, maybe a memory of one of Heather's pictures or posts or quotes that really helped you through a hard time or a really good time, or you were able to share with someone else to help them through something. We'd love to share that as well.
That's a good idea.
Heather, is there one? Oh, by the way, someone said that would be amazing. Even if not in a van, you could do coffee shop pop-ups.
I would love to do that. No, that would be fun. I always would love to do that. It's right now with my girls still home, I want to devote as much time as I can to them. But after that, I'll take my dog and my husband can stay home. We can come visit everybody.
A few more comments. Becky wants you to know that she's always amazed and thrilled when you take the time to respond and to reply to her. And I'm sure everyone out there feels that about Heather. That this is not something she does one-sided. 100% what Heather does is connecting with other people. And you do. We are so appreciative that you do take that time every day to do it. It means a lot.
Thank you. Well, you all inspire me. I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys and the love that you have for Rose Hill and the drawings and everything. I feel so lucky, and like I said, I would love to meet everybody and talk to you. And I know so many of you have shared amazing stories with me over the years, and I'm happy to be a part of your daily lives. It's really something so neat. I love it.
And I know Kathy has a question, but I just want to do a few shout outs to people who responded to that question about posts that may have really carried them through. One was, let nature be your medicine. She now has it on a mug, and that was a gift from friends on her 50th. Kayla said there's an illustration that you put one time that says it's okay to cry it out.
Yes.
Everybody says hold it in, it's better to hold it in, but when you cry it out, it does feel better, especially right now. She loves yoga, but your illustrations are amazing, she said.
The crying illustration.
She wants you to know she's in a group called Chemo Angels, and your quotes are so helpful to her. And she incorporates them in her cards that she sends out every week.
Thank you. Hi, angels.
I know. And Carla says, how about doing this again? I love that you're so approachable. And I love when you respond to me as well. And Miriam said, wow, Miriam said about 5 or 6 years ago, you posted a drawing. Today is the step for a new beginning. She saw it that morning and decided to quit her job. Best decision she ever made.
Aww.
She felt so supported that day.
Oh, thank you. New beginnings. I mean, we have a lot of chapters in life, and sometimes it's hard to close the chapter, but I'm so glad you're living proof that when you do, and see, you went past the fear, because it's a lot to turn that last page, and it's okay, and we can cry, and it's okay, but you feel so great that you did, and look, you have a new job, and I hope you're happy and enjoying it.
And Kathy, I know you have a question.
Oh, sure. I just unmuted myself. I'm competing with my daughter-in-law who's teaching a yoga class in my basement. So if there's extra noise, I apologize. Heather, it's just amazing. So 2013, 2014, I think you said you started. And so it's not like overnight success. You started with something that was your passion. And, you know, right now we're all looking at numbers, you know, we're looking at our Instagram, how many followers do we have? And that can feel competitive sometimes, you know, but at the same time, when you're doing it for all the right reasons and you're growing, it's rewarding. So I guess my question for you is, how long do you feel like it took you to get from, other than the 6 or 7 years, but how, you know, to get from the beginning start to where you are now? And also in terms of, how does it make you feel every day, knowing the incredible impact you have on so many people, just listening to all the stories and responses today? It's got to be so rewarding.
It's very rewarding, and it's amazing. Sometimes I just think I'm just me, and it's hard to take it all in because it's just so awesome. It's just amazing. It's been a long road, and it's been hard work, and I get up every single day. Even a lot of things have happened, and I still get up and do it, and I'm there, and I feel like you have to put 110% in. It's just hard work, and I'm grateful that there's people that are interested in seeing it, but I would just definitely say hard work, keep at it. It's okay to take a break. It's definitely okay. But get back up and do it if it's something that you really love. But yes, it's
great advice. Yeah, that's great advice. And I guess my second question is, do you ever, like if someone came to you and said, Heather, I'd really love to, I don't know what the word is, ask you to do something specific, you know,
right,
and draw based on this particular situation, whatever it may be. Do you ever do anything like that?
I do. I used to, in fact, do a lot more of custom work, but just with my schedule and getting so much more busy with the books and the planners and my own calendar, that I really just don't have as much time. And during all of this pandemic, I kind of just gave myself a break, because it is hard to manage.
Yeah.
Being a mom and being a wife and doing all of the things that we normally do, and now everyone's home all the time, so I don't want to disappoint anybody that I can't finish anything in the time that they need.
And your daily messages are so communal in a sense. They apply to so many of us, so you're really accomplishing a lot more, and like as a multiplier.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you. Yeah, so I do that in the morning. That's my time. I do the daily messages, and then I usually take a break, and then I get back to work. I used to be able to do 2 drawings a day, but just with the time, and it's funny with this, the day just goes by so fast some days, other days it drags. So hopefully I can get back to 2 a day in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Crystal just typed in, Heather, your work inspires me in the mornings to give 110%. I see the illustrations and I just think of how I can shape my day to be wonderful. It's within me to do it. And I feel that's because of your illustrations.
Well, yes, it definitely is within you. We all have it within us to do it. It just sometimes it takes that little bit of a nudge, and I'm so glad, you know, Crystal, that I can give you that, and I'm proud of you. And 110% is great, and that's, you know, all you can do is give your all, and you don't have to give your all every day, but if you're giving your all at something you love, you're going to feel so rewarded.
Heather, do you have a favorite? We were asking other people something that they held on to that got them through. And I'm sure you can't pinpoint to one. But is there one, you know, maybe an example of one that you kind of hold on to sometimes when you're having a particularly hard day or you're struggling a little bit more? Is there something you might reflect back on that you've written or you've drawn that kind of helps you?
That's a good question. So there's two that come to mind. The one is that I did most recently was the Rainbow of Emotions that I did during the pandemic. And it's like we're all feeling the blues, the happies, and they can happen in a matter of 10 minutes. I can be like so yellow, and then I come inside and I'm just blue, because that's just the rainbow of emotions that are happening. So I think that's one of my new favorites. And another one, something I have, it's a little card on my desk that's red roses. I don't know, some of you may remember this. It's red roses, and it says, stay positive. Don't worry about the future. Basically, everything is going to work out. So I printed it out for my husband on a little business card, and he carried it around in his wallet. He still has it when he was going through his hard time, and he still has it. So I keep mine on my computer just so we can remember, you know, not every day is sunshine and roses, but you have to stay positive. And that doesn't mean being happy and like, oh yeah, everything's great. It just means keeping at it, keep going. You know, we're going to get through this. This is going to be okay. And that's kind of what I want the messages to be with the pandemic and the, you know, what we're going through is, I don't expect everybody to be super happy all the time, because I'm not, and it's human. It's a rainbow of emotions. But if you just stay positive in the sense of keep going, keep pushing forward, keep going day by day, I feel like you can do it. So those are my two favorites.
I think there's a big thank you for that, because whether you're in a house of 30 people or alone, I would think many of us are feeling pretty alone sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think because of the interaction you provide, you give the inspiration, but you don't just leave it there, as we said before. We know if we reach out to you, we're going to hear back. You make something possible. You make us feel we're connected to somebody every single day. That's a huge job. That's a huge commitment to take on when you have your own family, as we said, but you do it. True. I mean, every single day you reply to every single person. And I'm sure, again, I'm speaking for everybody out there. We're incredibly grateful because, like I said, you're feeling kind of alone right now, sometimes or all the time. And thank you for being someone out there that we know we can go to.
You are absolutely welcome. And I'm glad I can do it. And I hope that I can continue to inspire you and keep writing to me and keep letting me know that you're doing okay or you're having a bad day. I think the last week I've received more, I'm down, I'm struggling. It's been long. I have it on my planner. It's been 8 weeks for us. It's hard, but we are going to make it through this, and we are going to get through it. And little things like this can really just bring you so much joy. So
Colleen wants you to know, she and her best friend Mary give your calendars to each other as gifts every single year. They cut your illustrations and quotes out, and they place them in a frame each month on her office door for her coworkers to be inspired as well.
Thank you. Take a picture and send it. I would love to see it when you get back to your office.
And we have another question. Tell us everywhere your products can be found and bought and purchased.
So you can purchase everything from me through my Etsy store. That's we can put the link up on my stories or with Morphmom. You can purchase the books and the planner on Amazon.com. So everybody that's all over the world can just go to Amazon and order any of my books. You can pre-order the planner. that's through my publisher that publishes the books and the planner, Blue Mountain Arts. So they have an Amazon page. So right now, and there's stores all over that sell the cards from Blue Mountain Arts and Lean and Tree. I don't have any of my cards like you would see on Instagram or Etsy in stores right now. I'm just mostly online. I'm all online.
And Heather, Carla just reached out and said, thank you, Heather. I'm down. I spent all morning crying and I received a reminder of this event. I cannot thank you enough for this. I feel like I have a friend or now friends. Thank you. You ever need anything, I'm here for you.
That's so sweet. Oh, I'm sorry you're down. I know we've all been down and it's hard, but today it's almost over and tomorrow is a new day and you can start fresh. And something that's been helping me, and maybe this might help you, Carla, is when I get up, I think, okay, today is a new day and my attitude is everything. If today is going to be good, and even if it's just, well, we're all staying home, but even if it's just, today is going to be good. If I keep thinking about that throughout the day, it's amazing at the end of the day is that much better. So if you can try to think about that and the silver linings that we were talking about earlier, but I'm not a doctor, so if you're very upset and you need to talk to somebody, then that's okay too. We've all done that, and that's completely okay. So I'm glad that I helped you today, and we all cry. It's totally normal and it's totally fine because we are all grieving this loss in our lives of what was normal and what has changed. So.
And Angela supports that and says, thank you so much for your inspiration and for sort of giving us this community right now that makes us feel, and Carla, I think you agree, that you're not alone.
Exactly.
We're not. Heather is there. She has made this possible for us all to sort of get through every day.
Yeah, we're all here and you can always reach out. And that's what's great about the Facebook pages, the fan pages. They talk back and forth to each other. There's people that help each other. They've become friends, and it's just a great way to know that someone's always there for you. And you can always reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, my regular page, and I'm happy to talk to you and get back to you.
Now, Heather, I have a question that's a little bit lighter.
Okay. That's good.
No, as we said before, no idea how to even turn on a computer. Thank you, Tara Gilbert, for making this happen, because I can't do it at Big. But I also have no fashion sense whatsoever. You'll see I only wear the exact same turtleneck every single week. I also love and actually mimic what your the clothing in your drawings. I love all of them. Like,
thank you.
I find that.
Someday we'll have a clothing line.
God, you should. That's what I was going to say. And I love when you have the trench coats and the white Oxfords, and they're so pretty. But do you also love fashion as well? Like, and how does fashion play a part in when you're trying to deliver a message? Maybe it's upbeat or it's a little sadder that day. When does the outfit come into play with that as well? Or a raincoat on a rainy day or a sad day? And I love when you have the rain boots as well.
No, that's a good question too. I feel I love fashion and I love clothes, and you know, working from home doesn't give you that outlet really to wear all the beautiful clothes and things that you might want to wear. But they're basics. They're the white shirts and the white t-shirts and the jeans and the little Chanel flats and all those little things that are just basics that we should all have in our wardrobe. It's easy. I mean, I have, I think, about 10 of those little black Banana Republic sweaters, and I wear those with jeans and my little flats, and it's just basic and it's easy. And as far as the girls go, as far as dressing them, I love picking out clothes and I love thinking about what the outfit would be that I would wear to this occasion. If she's hanging out on the weekend, I think, okay, maybe I'll wear the anchor sweater and the white jeans because she's down the shore or something. So I try to put the outfits to match the drawings. But mostly it's just what I would wear if I were doing that.
It's funny you refer to them as the girls.
Yeah.
Are there different girl? Like, do you almost have names for, is it sort of one model in your mind, or are there different girls for sort of each, or women for each feeling?
Well, every day I feel like they're a little different depending on the hairstyle, or, you know, I was doing short hair and some people were like, oh, you cut her hair. Did you get a haircut? It's just what I'm feeling, or if I see somebody, you know, when I used to go out and I'd see somebody, oh, I love their hair, or I love their outfit, or I love how they put their hair back in the ribbon. That was, you know, one thing I loved for a long time. So it's more of just like what appeals to me, I guess.
And I just want to, we have a few more comments and only a few more minutes left. Okay. Carla wants to say thank you. I always try my best each day with a fresh start.
Good.
Thank you again.
Good.
We have an agreement that Carla also says beautiful clothes and colors.
Thank you.
Ellen wants you to know that she loves the red and white stripes at Christmas time and all your festive drawings. Maybe because she too has a red and white kitchen.
I love doing the Christmas drawings. September through December is my favorite time.
Really?
Yes.
Even though you loved it. And what about the pink flowers? Does that?
I love spring too, but there's just something about the warmth of fall and being in the sweaters and the coffee, and just I love that time of year, and I feel like I try to express it. And I'm always sad on New Year's. Oh, it's over. We can't have the red cup from Starbucks anymore. It's over. But I guess all the seasons, because I do love the beach drawings, and I don't know where she's going to go this summer.
Vacation?
Maybe where we'll go in our minds when we're free.
Whatever that could be. We only have a couple minutes left, guys. So if you have a comment, quickly type it in so we could get it in. I can't thank you enough for doing this today. I know better. Sure. It was a down day this morning. Even, you know, it's weird, and I don't know if others agree with this. It's a sunny day, and you wake up and you see the sun. You think, okay, great, I'm going to be happy. Doesn't always work. It's not always the right prescription for it. I don't think you want it to work, but it just doesn't always work. And we have a few comments quickly. Mary said she would love wallets and pocketbooks. You consider that?
Ooh, I would love that.
Mary said, let's do this again. Sherry, yes, we're in. Carla's going to see you on Instagram.
Good.
Donna said this was so much fun. Miriam said, thank you for organizing. Would love to join again next time. Ellen, thank you for this wonderful break in my day. Let's do this more often. And we have an interesting question. Are your daughters big fans of your work? Do you both feel the same? I'm asking because I have two daughters. My 6-year-old loves what I do at Glitter and Glam. My 12-year-old, not so much.
They do now. I think it goes in phases. When they're younger, they don't appreciate it as much, but now they do. They watch my stories and they see what I'm saying. So I hope sometimes they get the message, because sometimes it is about what they're going through with friends or boys. So I think they do. I hope they do. But it takes time.
And 2 final comments. Mary, this was so great. I can't wait to meet you in person. Kayla said, thanks for everything. Keep being an inspiration. This was fantastic. And let's see, a few more said just thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, we're at the end. We have 1 minute left. I can't believe this. I cannot thank you enough, Heather, for this, for every single day, for getting us through the worst times ever and the best. And we do always feel like you're there, for taking the time to connect with all of us, because God knows we need connection today and every day, and who knows how long into the future. So maybe taking Heather's lead, we follow through that as well. You know, maybe making that connection on your Instagram and saying, you know, we met and we're here for you. We're all here for you. And if nothing else, inspiring us to do something good for each other every day.
Absolutely.
Kathy, I cannot thank you enough for being my co-host as usual. And you too, Sima. And Tara Gilbert at B.I.G, this would not be happening without you. I can't thank you enough. And just one more reminder for those of you out there, Believe, Inspire, Grow is launching an international virtual membership this week. You can join together from all over the world. And to get involved with that, go to believeinspiregrow.com. Also on Instagram, Believe Inspire Grow, and Facebook. And we thankfully to Tara, we taped this. So this will be up on Morphmom, morphmom.com, morphmom.com. We will have this up hopefully by tomorrow. Again, I'm not very good at things, so I'm going to try. But so you can always go back and see Heather and feel like you're talking to Heather and be inspired by Heather. Again, thank you all for joining us today and taking the time. Thank you to Heather for everything that you do.
Thank you for having me.
And our hearts go out, by the way, to all those who are suffering or know someone who's suffering right now. But thanks to Heather, we can get through this a little bit better each day. And I'm inspired to try and do something for somebody else. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Heather.